Let's go to page 441. This is lesson 7.2. This lesson is to use the converse of the Pythagorean theorem. So as you recall back from 7.1, the theorem is, okay, if it's a right triangle, then the c squared equal to a squared plus b squared. Okay? So again, if it's a right triangle, then c squared will equal to a squared plus b squared. So the converse of that is, okay, if c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, then the triangle ABC is a right triangle. Okay? So again, so if the c squared equal to a squared plus b squared, then this triangle is a right triangle. Okay? Now also, I'm going to go over this theorem over here, the theorem 7.3 and 7.4, okay, which is also summarized right over here on page 443, the concept summary. Okay? So we know that if c squared equal to a squared plus b squared, then it's a right triangle, right? That's the one we just learned. But also remember the concept about the longer length will face the bigger angle, the shorter length will face the smaller angle. Okay? So by comparison, so if the c squared is less than the a squared plus b squared, so if this is less than the square of the other two, because if it's less than, that means the angle is going to be less than a right angle, therefore it's an acute triangle. Okay? And in the same way, if the c squared is greater than the a squared plus a b squared, okay, then the angle would be greater than 90 degrees. Therefore, it's an obtuse triangle. Again, this came from the concept of the longer length will face the bigger angle, the shorter length will face the smaller angle. Okay? And that is kind of compared to the right angle. So again, if it's equal, then it's equal to right angle. If it's less than 90 degrees, therefore it's acute triangle or acute angle. Okay? If it's greater than, then it's greater than 90, then it's obtuse angle, therefore it's an obtuse triangle. So that's kind of the concept of the main concept for this lesson. Okay? So now let's go over some examples. Okay? So let's go to example 1. Okay? So let's go over example 1. Okay, example 1a. Okay, you have this triangle, and you want to see if this is a right triangle or not. So you want to see if the c squared equal to a squared plus b squared. Okay? Now again, if you want to do it quickly without calculator, this is what you can do. Okay? So again, arrange from the shortest to the longest side, and the hypotenuse is always the longest, right? So you go 9, 15, 3 square of 34, right? And what you do is you can kind of find out the common factor, so that way the number is smaller and easier to deal with. Okay? So factor out the 3, so you got 3, 5 square of 34. Okay? So now you want to check if a squared plus b squared equal to c squared. So from here, the 3 squared equal to 9. This one, the square equal to 25. The square equal to 34. So if you plus, and it 34. So it's equal. So yes. So yes. Okay. It is a right triangle. Okay. Okay. So, or you can just go into Pythagorean theorem. You can just go and go 3 square of 34 question mark. Okay. 9 square plus 15 square. So this is the normal way to do it, to check. Okay. So you have to square and check if they're equal. So this becomes, so you square that, you get 9. You square that, you get 34. Okay, question mark. Again, you don't know if they're equal or not. You get 81 plus 225. So numbers get kind of big, so you need to use calculator on this. Whereas over here it's very quick, you don't need to use calculator. Okay? Okay, so you're going to get 9 times 34. Okay, you're going to get 306, question mark. And you're going to get the 81 plus 225 equal to 306. So this is equal. Okay, therefore it's yes. Okay. So you can do either method, okay? Personally, I like to do this method because I can do this quick without using calculator. This one, you can just do it normally, but you probably need to use calculator for it, okay? Okay, example 1b. Okay, yeah, this triangle, you got 14, 22, 26, right? Okay, so again, you arrange from the smallest to the biggest, okay? So I can find out the 2, so you got 7, 11, 13, okay? So you square that, you get 49, square that, you get 121, square that, you get 169. So you plus, okay? So you're going to get 170 is greater than 169, so this one is no, okay? So this is not a right triangle. Okay, again, you can do it this way, okay, same thing. Okay, so you can go, again, the longest, the biggest number is always your hypotenuse. So you're going to get 26 square, okay, question mark. Again, you don't know if it's big, it's greater than or equal than or it's less than, right? So you got 14 square plus 22 square. Okay, so you can use your calculator for that. So 26 square, you're going to get 676, okay? And okay, so 14 square, got 196, 22 square, you get 484, so 676, and this one you add, okay, you got 680, so this is less than, so this one is no, okay? Also, by looking at that, okay, so this is a hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is less than that. So this is acute angle. Therefore, this is acute triangle. Okay. So you have to be careful. For this one, it's kind of switched, right? This is the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is less than the sum of the square. So again, you have to watch out. This is kind of opposite. This one have the hypotenuse over here. Whereas this method, the hypotenuse is over here. So you have to pay attention to the arrow. Okay, so hypotenuse is smaller, therefore it's less than 90 degrees, so it's acute. Okay? Okay, let's go over example 2. Okay, so you have the triangle three sides 4.3, 5.2, and 6.1. Now in the book, right, they did all the 3 checkings. You don't have to do all 3 checkings. All you have to do is do the first one. Okay, as long as the 2 shortest one have to be greater than the longest one, then you're fine. You don't have to do all this extra checking. Okay, so all you have to do is do the first checking. Okay, so 4.3 plus 5.2 is 9.5, which is greater than the longest side. So that means you can do it. Okay, so you're fine. Okay, again, you don't have to do the extra checking. Okay, so this is to check see if you can form a triangle. Okay, so first you have to check see you can form a triangle. Then after that you can check see if it's going to be acute, right, or obtuse. Okay. Okay. So anyway, so first you check see. So 4.3 plus 5.2, okay, question mark, okay, 6.1. So you got 9.5 is greater than 6.1, okay, so checks. So that means this you were able to form a triangle from these 3 lengths. So next, let's go and check the Pythagorean theorem thing, okay? Okay. Again, personally, I'm kind of used to put a hypotenuse on this side, okay? So you got 4.3. Square plus 5.2 square, question mark, 6.1 square. Okay, so let's go and use your calculator. So this one's kind of decimal, so use calculator. So 4.3 square. So you got 18.49. And then you have 5.2 square. So you got 27.04. You can question mark. And you got 6.1 square. So you got 37.21. So you're going to add this together. So 18.49 plus 27.04 equal. So you got 45.53. which is greater than 37.21. Okay? So the hypotenuse is smaller, so it means the angle is smaller than 90, so you're going to get acute. Okay? So this is going to be acute triangle. Okay. Now let's go to example 3. Okay, example 3, use the converse of Pythagorean theorems. Okay, catamaran. Okay, you are part of a crew that is installing the mast on the catamaran. When the mast is fastening properly, it is perpendicular to the trampoline deck. How can you check that the mast is perpendicular using the tape measure? Okay, so over here to give the answer. Okay, so you use a 3, 4, 5 triangle. Right, remember the spatial Pythagorean triple that we learned in the last lesson, right? So you make the mark over here. So measure 3 feet up from the for the mast. That's 3, and you measure the 4 on the deck. Okay, and if this makes 5, you move it the mast so that it's 5. So you get 3, 4, 5. Then you know it's a right triangle, right? However, because it's 3-dimensional, so you have to measure the other direction also. Because even this is right triangle, but then this can lean forward or backward. Okay, so the triangle can lean forward or backward. So you need to get a triangle in this direction also, so it doesn't lean forward or backward. So again, when you try to make something that's perpendicular to the plane, you need to have you need to have a right triangle in 2 different directions. Okay, again, if you make a 3, 4, 5 in this direction, so now that's how you ensure that the mast is perpendicular. Okay. Okay, so again, remember this is the main concept for this lesson. Right? So again, you compare the c squared with a squared plus b squared and see how they come out. Okay, if it's equal, then it's equal to 90. If it's less than, it's less than 90. If it's greater than, it's greater than 90 degrees. And from there, you're able to classify your triangle. Right? Again, if it's equal to 90 degrees, it's a right triangle. If it's less than 90 degrees, it's a acute triangle. If it's greater than 90 degrees, it's obtuse triangle.